After reaching the South Pole, Scott's entire team perished just 20 kilometers short of a supply depot. Why did they lose their lives, with world-first glory almost within reach? 5 team members froze to death in the extreme cold of -40 degrees Celsius. Their grueling 2,800-kilometer, 144-day journey ended in tragedy. Behind this tragedy lay overlooked choices and hubris, errors often repeated in modern project management. Why did meticulous plans go awry? What was overlooked and who made the critical misjudgments? And what lessons does it hold for modern organizational leadership? Now, let us delve into the full story of the collapse that befell an expedition dreaming of glory. The main feature further explores the merits and demerits of leadership in detail. The late 19th and early 20th centuries marked an era of exploration booms, as the world sought its last uncharted territories. The final frontier was the Antarctic continent. Carrying the prestige of the British Empire, the British Antarctic Expedition, led by Robert Falcon Scott, aimed to be the first to reach the South Pole. Scott, with a distinguished career as a naval officer, had already made a name for himself, having commanded the previous Discovery expedition. His expedition carried 2 great expectations: scientific research and national honor. At the time, Britain, as the workshop of the world, spearheaded technological innovation and boasted a vast colonial empire. Reaching the South Pole was seen as a mark of civilization for this great nation, garnering fervent anticipation from the entire populace. However, there was another major motivation for this expedition: the race against Norway's Amundsen team for the world's first. Public expectations, national prestige, and the competitive drive against a rival propelled Scott's team towards Antarctica. On June 1, 1910, the Terra Nova departed from London. Equipment was thorough, and preparations were meticulous. The team combined dog sleds, ponies, and the new motor sledges as their means of transport. Scientists began research in various fields, including meteorology, geology, and biology, gathering valuable data. After arriving at McMurdo Sound, their base camp, the team steadily established a series of supply depots. The supply depot, named One Ton Depot, in particular, was meticulously prepared as a lifeline for the return journey. They spent the first winter at the base, conserving strength and preparing for the final assault on the South Pole. Team morale was high, and success was confidently expected. Up to this point, everything seemed to be going smoothly. Meticulous planning, thorough preparation, high morale. It was an ideal start. But here, a hidden pitfall, unnoticed by anyone, lay waiting. The first misstep was an over-reliance on transport methods and a misjudgment. Scott intended to use horses for hauling heavy loads. However, horses were vulnerable to the extreme cold and snow, and most froze to death. The much-anticipated motor sledges also suffered repeated breakdowns. Ultimately, all the heavy sledges bound for the South Pole had to be pulled by the team members themselves. Furthermore, there was a miscalculation regarding the location of the One Ton Depot supply point. It had been established approximately 50 kilometers further north than originally planned. This slight deviation in distance would become a fatal error, determining their fate on the return journey. The decisive shock came in October 1911, with the encounter with Amundsen's team. Scott was unnerved by the fact that his rival was already aiming for the pole. He had initially declared a priority for scientific exploration, but the appearance of this rival intensified his obsession with being first. Ignoring the original plan and increasing the number of men in the Polar Party also exacerbated the food and fuel shortages on the return journey. Scott criticized Amundsen's reliance on dog sleds as ungentlemanly, prioritizing British pride. His leadership tended to prioritize his own beliefs over the opinions of experts. The advice of Chariots, a dog sled expert, was not heeded, and excessive reliance on horses and motor sledges continued. It has also been suggested that their attachment to an already decided goal, or the sunk cost fallacy, dulled their judgment regarding retreat. All their prior investment, time, and national expectations combined to strip away the option of turning back. Furthermore, they were struck by record-breaking severe weather. Unprecedented blizzards and abnormally low temperatures completely drained the team's strength. Planning flaws, compounded by a streak of misfortune, made the tragedy inevitable. On January 17, 1912, Scott's team finally reached the South Pole. However, what awaited them was Amundsen's Norwegian flag and a letter. They had arrived 20 days earlier. Their glory was stolen, and only despair remained. Team morale collapsed, and the return journey became a trek beyond the limits of physical and mental endurance. Frostbite, scurvy, starvation, and extreme fatigue. One by one, the team members succumbed. Even after the last of his men had died, Scott continued to write in his diary. His final words were a message to his family and his nation. On March 29, 1912, Scott completed his diary and froze to death. They were just 20 kilometers from One Ton Depot. 8 months later, a search party discovered their bodies and diaries. The diaries would convey the full scope of their tragedy to posterity. The tragedy of Scott's expedition remains a classic example of how obsession with a goal can distort risk assessment, offering numerous lessons for modern times. Meticulous plans backfired due to a lack of flexibility and poor choice of methods. They failed to adapt to the changing environment. What was overlooked was a full understanding of the harshness of the polar environment. The misjudgments were Scott's own, coupled with the pressures of an era that demanded national prestige. The lessons for today involve balancing goal obsession with risk assessment, and the importance of diverse perspectives and respecting expert opinions. There will be a difference in decision-making quality between those who know this failure and those who do not. History repeats itself, which is why we must learn from the past. If you found this video informative, please subscribe and like. We explore a history of failure every day.
この失敗は歴史のほんの1ページ。世界にはまだ語られていない失敗が数多くあります。失敗の歴史をチャンネル登録して次の物語もぜひご覧ください。